In the dim recesses of human imagination, ghost stories, legends, and cryptids lurk, casting long shadows across the fragile boundary between the reality and the unknown. Whispers of restless spirits drift through the ancient halls, their mournful cries echoing through time. Legends, woven from the fabric of fear and mystery, tell of cursed lands and sinister forces that defy explanation. In the dark corners of the world, cryptids, creatures neither woolly myth nor proven fact, prowl. Their elusive forms glimpsed only in fleeting moments of terror. Each tale, a chilling reminder of the unseen, beckons us to ponder the eerie possibility that some nightmares are more than figments of the mind. Enter, if you dare, into a realm where the line between the living and the spectral blur, and the unknown waits to claim the unwary. Have you ever heard the story of the Mogollon Monster? Gather round. On a crisp autumn night, Sarah and Jake set out on their long-anticipated camping trip to the Mogollon Rim, an area known for its rugged beauty and whispering pines. The forest was thick, and the trail was barely visible under the thick canopy of leaves that wrestled gently under the cool evening breeze. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they found a small clearing and set up their tent, ready for the weekend away from the hustle and bustle of city life. The first night was uneventful, filled with the comforting crackle of their campfire and the hoots of distant owls. But on the second day, things began to take a strange turn. While hiking deeper into the forest, they stumbled upon an old, overgrown path. Curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to follow it. The path led them to the ruins of what seemed to be an old, abandoned cabin. Its wooden walls were covered in moss, and the roof had long since collapsed. The air around it was unnervingly still. Despite the eerie atmosphere, they decided to explore the cabin, hoping to find relics of the past. Inside, they discovered scattered papers, broken furniture, and a diary. The diary's entries were dated decades ago, written by someone named Elias Green. The entries started off mundane, talking about daily chores and the beautiful surroundings, but soon turned darker. Elias wrote about strange noises at night, shadows moving in the trees, and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. One entry, dated October 15th, 1952, caught Sarah's eye. I saw it again tonight. The Mogollon Monster, a towering figure covered in dark fur, with eyes that glowed like embers. It watches from the woods, waiting. I fear it won't be long before it comes for me. If anyone finds this, know that the monster is real. Stay away from the Mogollon Rim. A chill ran down Sarah's spine as she read the words. She showed the diary to Jake, who tried to laugh it off as the ramblings of a lonely, paranoid man. But as they left the cabin and made their way back to the campsite, both of them felt an uneasy silence settle over the forest. That night, the forest seemed different. The usual sounds of wildlife were absent, replaced by an oppressive silence. As they sat by the fire, they heard it, a low, guttural growl from the darkness. Jake stood up, trying to peer into the shadows, but the firelight only seemed to make the darkness deeper. The growl came again, closer this time. They grabbed their flashlights and scanned the trees. A beam of light flickered as if something was interfering with it. Suddenly, the light caught a pair of glowing red eyes in the distance. They froze, unable to move or speak. The creature stepped into the light, revealing itself. It was massive, standing at least 7 feet tall, with matted fur and claws that looked sharp enough to rend steel. Its eyes burned with a malevolent intelligence, and it bared its teeth in a snarl. In a panic, Jake threw a burning log from the fire at the creature. The monster recoiled, but it didn't retreat. Instead, it let out a deafening roar that echoed through the trees. Knowing that they had to get away, Sarah and Jake ran, abandoning their campsite and plunging into the dark forest. Branches whipped at their faces, and roots threatened to trip them, but they kept running, driven by sheer terror. Behind them, they could hear the creature crashing through the underbrush, relentless in its pursuit. Their lungs burned and their legs ached, but they couldn't stop. Finally, they burst onto a dirt road where they had parked their car. Fumbling with the keys, Jake managed to unlock the car. They both scrambled inside, and the creature emerged from the forest edge. Just as Jake started the engine, with the screech of tires, they sped down the road. The monster's glowing eyes, the last thing they saw in the rearview mirror. They didn't stop until they reached the nearest town. Exhausted and shaken, they tried to explain what had happened to the locals. Most dismissed their story as a hallucination, but one of the locals at the end of the bar listened intently. He told them they were lucky to be alive, explaining that the Mogollon monster doesn't usually let its prey escape. His grave words served as a stark warning. Stay away from the Mogollon Rim. Some things are better left alone. Sarah and Jake never returned to the Mogollon Rim, and they never spoke of the creature again. But the memory of those glowing eyes and the feeling of being hunted stayed with them, a haunting reminder of the night they encountered the Mogollon monster. Like, share, follow, and comment for more ghostly stories, mythical creatures, and unearthly fates. Have you ever felt an inexplicable chill run down your spine in the dead of the night? As if something or someone is watching you from the darkness. In the deep, dark recesses of Arizona's forests, where the shadows grow long and the air grows cold, there lurks a creature that has haunted the dreams of many and left a trail of fear in its wake. They call it the Rake. The sun has just dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple. A darkness envelops the land. The nocturnal world comes alive. But among the familiar calls of the night, a more sinister presence stirs. The Rake is no ordinary creature. It moves with an eerie silence, its pale, gaunt body barely more than a whisper against the wind. Its elongated limbs and fingers stretch out grotesquely, almost as if it were reaching out for something or someone. Witnesses who have seen the Rake often describe its skin as nearly translucent, a ghostly white that seems to glow in the moonlight, revealing a gaunt, skeletal form beneath. Imagine lying in bed, the comfort of sleep washing over you. When you suddenly feel a presence in the room, you open your eyes to find a pair of hypnotic eyes staring back at you, eyes that seem to bore into your soul. The Rake's gaze is paralyzing, a predatory stare that holds you captive, filling you with an inexplicable dread. You try to scream, but no sound escapes your lips. You are utterly helpless, ensnared by this inhuman entity. As it moves closer, you notice the sharpness of its claws and teeth glinting menacingly in the dim light. These are its weapons, used to tear its prey, but one physical attack is only part of the horror. The Rake's real power lies in its ability to instill fear. It communicates telepathically, whispering dark thoughts into your mind, unraveling your sanity one thread at a time. This creature is a master of the shadows, lurking in the dark, secluded areas. It has been sighted in forests, caves, and abandoned buildings anywhere it can remain hidden, waiting for the right moment to strike. Those who encounter it often experience a profound sense of dread, an aurora of despair that clings to them long after the encounter is over. Some say that the Rake can mimic the voices of loved ones, luring unsuspecting victims away from safety. Others report hearing haunting whispers in the dead of the night, whispers that lead them into confusion and fear. And then there are more nightmares, intense, vivid dreams that plague the minds of those who have seen the Rake. Dreams so terrifying that they blur the line between reality and hallucination. Despite the numerous sightings and countless stories, the Rake remains an elusive figure, a ghostly specter that leaves little evidence of its existence. It slips through the fingers of those who seek to capture, always one step ahead, always just out of reach. So, as you lay your head down tonight, remember this tale of Arizona's rake. Keep your doors locked and your windows closed, for in the darkest hours of night, when the shadows stretch long and the silence grows thick, you may find yourself face to face with a creature born of nightmares. And once the rake sets its eyes on you, there is no escape from its chilling grasp. Sleep well if you can. Like, share, follow, and comment for more ghostly stories, mythical creatures, and unearthly fates. In the heart of Arizona's vast and unforgiving desert lies a mystery that has haunted the region for generations. A ghostly figure, known as the Arizona Banshee, is said to wander these desolate lands. Her chilling wails are harboring of doom. Gather around. The legend of the Arizona Banshee dates back to the early settlers and miners who braved the harsh conditions of the Arizona desert. Tales of a ghostly woman, her wail piercing the night, quickly spreading among these isolated communities. The Arizona Banshee is often described as a spectral woman with long, flowing hair and a tattered white dress. Her most distinctive trait, however, is her mournful wail, which is said to foretell death and misfortune. It's fascinating to consider that the legend of the Arizona Banshee may have roots in the tales of Irish immigrants who settled in the region. The Irish Banshee, a female spirit whose wail predicts death, bears striking similarities to her Arizona counterpart. Many of these sightings and experiences linked to the Arizona Banshee occur in these ghost towns and isolated desert areas. These locations add to the eerie atmosphere and a sense of foreboding. One hiker reported that he heard the wail. It was so loud and filled with sorrow, he couldn't shake off the feeling that something terrible was going to happen. Some believe that the Banshee is a protective spirit, warning others to stay away from dangerous areas. It's an interesting perspective, considering most see her as a gifter of doom. The Arizona Banshee has transcended folklore, making her way into popular culture. From horror films to novels, her haunting presence continues to captivate and terrify. Whether a figment of folklore or a real supernatural entity, the Arizona Banshee remains an enduring mystery. Her wail continues to echo through the desert, a haunting reminder of the unknown that lies just beyond the horizon. So what do you think? Is it really just a figment of folklore? Or is it, as they say, a real supernatural entity? You decide. Like, share, follow, and comment for more ghostly stories, mythical creatures, and unearthly fates. Have you heard the legend of the Globe Gargoyles? Gather around. In the quiet desert nights of Globe, Arizona, whispers circulate among locals about mysterious beings that haunt the skies above. They are not ordinary creatures, but flying humanoids, mysterious entities cloaked in darkness and adorned with wings that span like those of ancient myths. Legend has it that these beings emerged from the depths of abandoned mines and remote mountain peaks, appearing suddenly and disappearing just as swiftly. They are said to be spectral guardians, watchers over the land, or perhaps restless spirits of miners who met tragic fates in the harsh depths of the earth. Encounters with these flying humanoids evoke a profound sense of unease among witnesses. Their forms are described as both awe-inspiring and terrifying, casting a shadow of fear wherever they are seen. Some believe they still possess supernatural abilities and are able to vanish into thin air or glide effortlessly through the night sky. leaving only eerie echoes and chilling silence in their wake. Throughout the years, sightings have been linked to strange phenomena such as UFO sightings, unexplained lights, and even whispers of otherworldly communication. Locals speak of them in hushed tones, wary of their appearance, which is said to foretell misfortune or impending doom. Yet, amidst the fear and uncertainty, there persists a deep fascination with these elusive beings. Some speculate that they are interdimensional travelers, crossing into the reality from realms unknown. Others suggest that they are a form of cryptid yet to be classified by science, or perhaps manifestations of ancient Native American spirits, woven into the fabric of local folklore. In response to their presence, rituals and offerings are sometimes made, seeking to appease or ward off these otherworldly visitors. It is believed they hold sway over the elements, influencing weather patterns and atmospheric conditions as if they were omens of nature's wrath. Whether perceived as guardians, omens, or spectral anomalies, the flying humanoids of Globe, Arizona remain an enduring mystery, a testament to the enduring power of myth and the boundless realms of the unknown that continue to intrigue and unsettle those who dare to peer into the night sky. So which is it? Is it merely just folklore and fictitious? Or is it a real thing? Look into the night sky the next time it's a clear night and decide for yourself.